today we're going to take a look at a channel titled Her 86M2 or 86 squared meters. So before we get into it, if you guys don't know, my name is Kev. I am a video editor and I love content creation. So this whole year is dedicated, this channel is dedicated to actually, looking at other content creators and breaking it down in the simplest forms for other creators like yourself, hopefully. Nothing too crazy, just kind of going over shots, music, filmmaking, storytelling, things like that from my point of view. So here's a little background behind Thuy, who is the owner of the channel. Her and her partner, her husband, actually are or used to be wedding photographers, wedding videographers, destination photographers too as well. So when you guys see the shots, the composition and everything, you do get an idea of how good they are and why everything looks so great. All right, got the headphones on, but before we get into it, Thuy uses music to really move story. So I want you to just obviously look at the video and read the subtitles and all that stuff, but listen to the music. She's a very different creator than the ones I've previously covered. I did, a lot of the the YouTuber meta, which is fast-paced storytelling, narratives, talking. This is like a complete 180, but just as good. So off the bat, such a different shot, an aerial shot. Not a lot of people do this. Drone, perhaps, and the audio, the watering of the plants, and a lot of wide shots. So not a lot of people do this, establishing shots or wide shots of the area. Almost every single shot was the first three shots were wider shots, full body shots. And then you have shots that are kind of just exposing the scenery and the house. Listen to the audio, the fire. This is such a cool shot too. I don't know what it is. The composition from here. Okay, so your eye line, now we're getting technical. Your eye line is on the left side of the screen in this, this grid part. So boom, and your eyesight is still there. So putting those two shots together where you're watching her on this side and then boom, this, you want to keep the audience engaged. You don't want them to be jumping from place to place when you're watching your video. So if you do need to gradually move their eyesight to another part of the video, unless it's intentional that you need it to jump, this is perfect. And okay, so there are so many things about this whole sequence. It's like moving the story forward, but getting different shots. So two different shots of the same activity, right? Boom, another shot on the other side. A little bit wider. A close-up of placing it down. And then a wide shot. The composition of this shot and this shot is amazing. Establishing shot of the forest. If you're reading the actual subtitles, talking about a forest, and then going into the forest, but still as a wide shot. And then just the location that they chose with the trees kind of splitting down the middle, parting like the Red Sea. And then this. Okay, just so many good things about even this shot, which is I know it's the weirdest thing. Usually if someone was taking a trip in a vehicle, if you're a creator, you're in the vehicle and you're just shooting out the sides. You're it's usually this shot, maybe it's the person driving, their hands or whatever. This is a piece of machinery we don't usually get to see, but the focus is on the actual machinery as opposed to the surroundings. Intentional or not, I feel like it gives such a different vibe because you're looking at it, you're man, this machine is cool. What is this? And the sounds, listening to the audio. And then the focus right into the wood. This is what I was thinking when I was watching them for the first time. I was like, man, their videos are so cool. It's well shot and stuff, but their life is so interesting. And I think it's because, it's very self-sustaining. They grow their own food. They live in a place that doesn't look like, where majority of people live, where they're, not in the city or even like urban rural areas. But like it's like the little things, the amount of shots that they get. And as a videographer, especially weddings, because after I finished school, like film and broadcasting, I did weddings for 3-4 years. And the whole idea with weddings, if you ever want to be a storyteller, weddings is a perfect place to start because you have to capture the whole day. It's an event, but you also have to capture the feeling, the love that is there. And at the same time, you're trying to do that, you're running around. You're like, oh, I'm here. You're over here. You're over here. It's like you're just everywhere trying to do all these different shots, but you're getting multiple angles, which they have throughout all their videos, and are trying to tell a story. Okay, so even a shot like this, the action of the shot is here in the lower right hand side. The dropping is going to happen regardless if they planned it or not. I must feel like that's where the action's gonna be, or part of the action. Yeah, it's him walking, but like it feels different when you get someone coming into frame and then doing an action as opposed to following. You could do either, but like mix it up.
Here comes my child.
Boom. Like I said, multiple angles and then capturing it in different actions, tossing it and then
My child.
boom. So the whole idea of things happening over a period of time is like you're filming multiple things. And they do this a lot, especially I'll show you at the end of the video. There's time that goes on between, these events. They're wearing different things. The lighting looks a little bit different. People with their videos now on YouTube is like, you need to get a video out every week. You're just filming for that week and then trying to put it out. There's no story. It's like, okay, what did I do in a week? And people try to make stories and they can. But what I find that Thuy does is it almost feels like every video takes place over a long period of time. And then it's scripted, it's written out, and it's well thought out. There's another video that she has on how she creates her videos that I'll link down below. And you could see the intention behind it, how she uses music. She like curates a playlist and she writes scripts and she has a shot list and it's very detailed. But that's what makes the video so good. So if you're a creator that wants to do videos like this, actually start scripting it out and creating stories before you record. It's a wild experience. Yeah, that shot is great too. It's like them continuing to roll, like more movement into the shot. So many cool shots. So multiple angles, a little time lapse, and this shot is framed so well. It's outside the door. See how with the time lapse there's still audio, camera audio, or the mic audio, like you could hear the wood being placed down. I feel like when a lot of people do time lapse, as soon as the time lapse hits, it's like they take off the audio and then it's just music blasting. All right, so remember when I was talking about over a period of time, they make these videos and it's different days. Just to go along with the story, they're building this rain catcher for their plants or their vegetables. At some point, it's like, okay, cool, you make it, creating it, putting it together, but actually waiting for a day when it rains and then capturing that and the way they introduce it, you're in the house, you hear the rain. Honestly, most people probably wouldn't even show the rain because they're like, oh, I need to get this video out. But then like you're putting it together, raining. There's a whole sequence of, let's go outside. Let's capture multiple angles like this of that thing that we built and what it's actually doing. I don't know what it is. I feel like there might be a light that they put up. A lot of what I've noticed is the lighting in a lot of their shots is perfect. So yeah, it looks like natural light, but I feel like they also set up lights for certain shots. Like this part in the back isn't lit up. And this, like where the clothes are, is I can see everything. The colors, the shadows, you know what I mean? So I almost feel like, especially with the light bouncing off the hat here, it's almost like this big, I'm assuming either a big softbox or maybe like a tube light. Maybe. But like it just looks really well lit, and that just is a testament to, like, you know, them setting up stuff. If it is, hopefully, imagine they're like, nah, man, that's literally the sun. Sun. Okay, this is even a cool shot too. This would look completely different with the windows open because it'd be so bright. I love this little silhouette. The quality of some of these shots. This, if you guys know cameras, I talk about this in a couple of videos. It's like a lower f-stop. So when you start to learn your camera and you start to learn manual f-stop, the lower the f-stop or the bigger the iris, you get the shallow depth of field. And see how like this is all blurry, and the real thing in focus is just the top of the watering can. To get this outside, you do need an ND filter. So if you are looking to get shots like this, where you can actually use some of your lenses using a lower f-stop or a faster f-stop, then you would need an ND filter. So like this specifically, see, the only thing really in focus is this right side. Even her hand, which almost feels like is on the same plane, is like not in focus. So I feel like that would be like a 2.0, 2.2 f-stop. So try it, especially when you do it outside. If you don't have an ND filter, it'll be completely blown out. All right, I don't really have anything to say about these shots. I just want to say please like and subscribe because I always forget if you guys are enjoying this content. Thank you. Appreciate the little things. So going back, the sandbox part is a huge undertaking. Like we had to go get the wood, do the dirt. It took, you know, a long period of time. That moment when they're building it, it seems like a big thing to do. But on the flip side, in the grand scheme of life, they're going to look back at it and be like, remember that one summer when you were small and we built that sandbox? It becomes a little thing. And even a shot like this makes the sandbox look like a little thing, which is probably not the case. It looks like it's a 5 by 5 foot sandbox. A lot of work, a lot of sweat that goes into something like this. But in the grand scheme of things, it's something small. She talks about two very important things when she's creating these: is lighting and sound. I'm gonna say sound because music is incorporated, but like how she mics certain things. There are certain aspects where she'll put mics within her shirt to capture it because it's closer to the action. Let's just say you're digging like this. You know, you don't put the mic here, you're not talking, but you're trying to find places to put it that's closest to the action. Maybe it is under a hat. Maybe it is hidden behind something. Maybe it is on the wheelbarrow or the hoeing tool. And just things like that is amazing as a creator that people should understand and look to for inspiration. Comment down below what other creators you might want to see or what you actually took from this video, because I really want to help creators, especially this year, to be better creators. So please like, subscribe. See you guys on the next one.